Hey guys, let's talk about what's up this week. This week is the 15th of February through the 21st of February, 2021. And we start off the week with an Aries Moon and 5 planets in Aquarius. So that's Saturn and Mercury and Jupiter and Venus and the Sun. And that Aquarius Venus is trining the Neptune, the North Node. How about that in Gemini? And the Moon is also sextiling all of those planets. So we start the week feeling pretty good, which is a good thing, right? Yes. And then on Tuesday, late on Tuesday, the Moon moves into Taurus, which is good. It will create a little bit of groundedness in our feelings, right? Just echoing that fixed sign energy that we are very much steeped in right now, with Mars and Uranus in Taurus and all of those planets in Aquarius, right? We're super acquainted with that fixed energy. And that's okay. So then on Wednesday, boy, a whole lot goes on Wednesday. At 1:08 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday, we have the first of 3 exact squares of Saturn to Uranus that will happen in 2021. This one happens on the 17th of February, and then I believe it's the 14th of June and I think the 24th of December. I believe that those are correct. I could be, I'm just remembering, so I could be wrong on that. Now here's the thing. On this day, the Moon is going to be exactly conjunct Uranus at that 7 degrees of Aquarius when this square perfects. And so that means that the Moon is also square Saturn. So let's talk about that just for a minute, okay? So Uranus is about change, right? It's about, it's a reflection, right? It rules Aquarius. So it's an amplification of that energy. Now, with the Moon conjunct Uranus, that allows us to feel into those shifts and changes, right? Into that energy at the very least. Squaring Saturn, right? So our feelings might be a little challenged by the way that we believe our structures and our systems are being either wielded or created, right? So this is an opportunity to feel into what comes next. How are we going to work with this dynamic tension, right? We talked about this, this square, right, as being a year-long study of tension, right? That's really what a square is. And once you balance out and learn the lessons of both of those points of the square, you get to utilize both of those points. So the less resistance we put in, right, the less we square up to the square, the easier it will be for us to feel into this. With the Moon sitting right there, this is an opportunity to feel in, right? Especially with that Taurus Moon, right? It's going to give us an opportunity to be in that fixed energy, to feel as that fixed energy, which is kind of a nice thing. Also, the Sun is at 29 degrees of Aquarius, right? Which is a critical degree. It's getting ready to shift into Pisces. So that's kind of exciting, right? That's that, like almost that gravid, pregnant, energetic of Aquarius with the lessons held within it, waiting to move into that next sign of Pisces. Also, Mars is getting ready to square Venus and Saturn is sextiling Chiron. So as all of this activity is going on, there's enough support for the opportunity we have to use this as healing, right? I know everybody wants to say, oh my gosh, Saturn square Uranus, it's a disaster, it's so terrible. Guess what? It's only terrible if you expect it to be terrible, and that's where you choose to put your energy. So perhaps instead of expecting the worst, you can utilize your energy to create the best, especially with all of this fixed sign energy, with Uranus in Taurus, with all of this Aquarius energy. We get to create, we get to innovate, we get to invent brand new systems, brand new things. So you can sit around and mourn the need for change, or you can stand up and put yourself into action, right? Beginning with your ideas. So that's a big deal, right? And this energy is going to be with us all year. So I, of course, always recommend getting right with it to begin with. So just begin by looking at change as not the enemy, right? The more you resist, the harder it is. On Thursday, the moon moves into Pisces, or the sun moves into Pisces, which is lovely, right? So Pisces is that kind of nebulous feeling energy. So it's a beautiful way to really integrate what's been going on, as long as we're willing to look at it, right? We don't want to fall into that avoidant Pisces energy, that energy that tends to have the capacity to look away, have the capacity to just throw up one's hands and say, it's too much for me, I can't. Instead, we're being challenged, right? Mars is in Taurus, Uranus is in Taurus, and Mars is getting ready to trine Pluto, right? So this is a time that we can really, really make fundamental shifts, which is a beautiful thing, as long as we're willing to look at what's in front of us and not just write it off as too much. On Friday, Venus does square Mars, right? And so we know Venus loves Mars the best. We know this, right? As they square in this fixed energy, she's challenging him. Get right with it, you know, get right with what you love. Get right with the ways that you want to feel, right? We talk about Venus a lot. Venus is all about how you want to feel, the life you want to live. And the moon is squaring the sun, right? The moon moves into Gemini and then squares that Pisces sun. So this could be a day of head versus heart, right? Venus square Mars, the moon square the sun. However, the moon is also sextiling Chiron and Saturn and trining Saturn. So you have an opportunity to do your healing work on this day, should you choose to take it, should you decide that you are going to recalibrate, right, in alignment with your feelings. On Saturday, the moon is going to conjunct the North Node at 16 Gemini, right? It's also going to trine Mercury and Jupiter. So this is another Amy Hardigree abracadabra day, right? So you speak it, so it shall become. Also on Saturday, Mercury goes direct. Yay! That's exciting, right? At 11 Aquarius. That is exciting, right? So all of that ruminating that you've been doing, you really get to come into your own and communicate on this particular weekend. There's a lot of magic to be had. And then on Sunday, the moon is in conjunct Pluto, right? And trine Venus. So again, the end of this week is really all about feeling into how you want to create, right? We talk a lot about what comes next. And after this big leveling year of 2020, we really need to be paying attention to how we're talking about our creations, how we're formulating our creations, how we're creating our creations, right? Because we have an ability to revamp our entire system, right? This is about, I'm going to rebuild, but guess what? I'm going to rebuild and I'm not even going to use those old pieces. I have a better idea. That's okay. That's a perfectly okay thing. And especially the moon goes into Cancer on Sunday evening. So really feeling in. Yeah, so let's talk about it. On Monday, again, we talked about that kind of nice day, right? So we have the Chariot and the Two of Cups. So the Chariot is all about balanced forward motion. You see, he's got to hold his reins and he's got to move forward in a balanced manner. Aquarius, balanced manner, right? And then we've got this divine blessing, the Two of Cups. Is that card of divine love, divine union, divine communion, right? In tandem. It's forward motion in tandem. As the moon sextiles all of that energy in Aquarius, it's about moving forward in union, in united ideal, right? Blessed ideal. Blessed ideal. So all of those things that we talk about all the time about being aligned, really, really important. On Tuesday, we've got the Queen of Cups, who is the embodiment of this love, right? Of that beautiful, loving energy. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is all about feeling like you're left out in the cold, feeling like you don't have enough resources, right? This is somebody in there has stuff and you don't have it out here. So this Queen of Cups, she is in her emotional fullness. So perhaps if you're not moving forward in a balanced manner, you definitely might feel like you're out in the cold or lacking something. But this is a little bit of reassurance that no matter what, right, you do have everything you need and then some. And then some. It's all about where you choose to believe. So, wow. On Wednesday, we've got Saturn square Uranus. So, Temperance and the moon. The moon moves into Taurus, of course. And so Temperance is all about purification and combination. And as we talk about this tension energy, right, we're moving in this back and forth between these two fixed points, right, with this Aquarian energy and this Taurian energy. But we've also got the moon conjunct Uranus, right? I mean, hello. So this is all about creating that dynamic tension, right? What is she doing? She is creating dynamic tension in terms of mixing, purifying, creating something new. So as we've got this moon here, that's going to be squaring Saturn and conjunct Uranus, the moon is amplifying. Again, we've got another bunch of divine energy here that is not just asking you, but inviting you to create from what you know to be true, to create from your alignment, to not be swayed or stuck, right, by the things that are outside of you, to really get into your own alignment and create from that, right? Because where do we go? Where do we go? We go out into this beautiful place of emotional fulfillment. The sun moves into Pisces on Thursday. The moon sextiles Neptune and conjuncts Mars, right? So here's the thing. The moon also squares Venus, by the way. So let's talk about the Queen of Swords, okay? So if the Queen of Cups is all about emotional embodiment, she is all about the embodiment of her ideas, right? She holds in her hand the sword of truth. And as we're finishing up this Mercury retrograde, we have been asked to create an awareness, an evaluation of our own truths as they are in alignment. Have you done that? Have you? Have you done that? Perhaps if you have, then this sort of truth is being offered to cut away all of these things that keep you up in the middle of the night, all of these things that create anxiety, these ideas and beliefs that keep you awake at night, that wake you up in the middle of the night, right? The Nine of Swords is all about your ideas as they create discord and disharmony. We've got a Mars squaring Venus here, right? So this is, again, about finding that truth and knowing that you have the right to utilize it, knowing that you have the right to claim your truth, and that all of the rest of these ideas that are outside of this truth are what is keeping you stuck, are what is keeping you bound, are what is making you believe that you've been left out in the cold, right? That you might not be feeling the clarity. But in fact, you do. You know. You do know. It's about claiming, right? On Friday, this is the day that we have that Venus squaring Mars and the Gemini moon squaring the sun, right? So we have 2 3s, okay? So Gemini is the 3rd sign. We know this. So interestingly enough, we're going to witness that double 3. We have the 3 of Cups, which is all about celebration, and the 3 of Pentacles, which is all about working together. So as we have Venus squaring Mars and that fixed sign energy, again, we have those choices, and we're going to make those choices from our feelings, right? This is what's being asked of us all week this week, right? Be in your feelings. It's absolutely possible to wield this sort of truth from your heart, right? Instead of being caught up in your thoughts. And it's absolutely 100% possible to be in alignment with your tribe, with whoever it is that you're working together with, right? In terms of whatever this union is, whatever this blessing is, however that's working for you. That is a day to definitely really get involved in how you think and how you're feeling, right? The moon and the sun are square. So don't allow what you think you should be to get in the way of what you're asked to be, right? Don't allow your feelings of being left out to create a situation where you aren't part of this group, right? This is your choice. It's your choice. And those are choices that we need to make, especially with Venus squaring Mars. We get to say, are we in or are we out? Are we together or are we abandoned, right? We've got all this Chiron action, especially on this day, right? The moon is sextiling Chiron. So talk to yourself about your wounds. Talk to yourself about your healing. Talk to yourself about your choices. Talk to yourself about the structures that you're creating and whether or not your beliefs are absolutely keeping you in this prison of thought. You know the key. You do. On Saturday, Mercury goes direct. Okay, so let's talk about the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. So the moon is also going to conjunct the North Node, right, on this day, and then trine Mercury and Jupiter. I talked about this being another abracadabra day, right? So Mercury Direct, right? We have lived through another Mercury Direct, and whatever it is that we have uncovered and we are necessarily putting down, right? This is the day that we're going to jettison these ideas, that we're going to put into action this beautiful sort of truth, right? As we talked about, Mars is moving into trine Pluto, right? And now we have this Pisces Sun. It's all about what we feel. It is not about what we think. In fact, what we think is so easily creating our own prisons and our own ways that we are staying outside of union, right? And joy. Well, guess what? You get to choose another way. You can. You can. What is that? That would be the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is about just really having your own shit together. And as we move into Mercury Direct, we have had all of this time to gather ourselves, to gather our ideas, our ways of communicating, the things that we want to communicate, right? What is important to us as we work through this Saturn-Uranus square and are in re-evaluation of our values. We're also being asked to be within our own state of resource. And you have to be your own state of resource, right? The moon is conjunct the North Node in Gemini. And so this is really about being able to communicate those things that are part of your destiny and being able to not just witness the ways that you've kept yourself small and confined and, you know, left out, but also the ways that you're going to be able to step into your communication and your expansion and your growth as that moon is trining Mercury and Jupiter, and Mercury Direct conjuncts Jupiter, right? So, abracadabra, it's yours for the making. And then on Sunday, the moon is in conjunct Pluto and trining Venus, right? So we've got the Page of Wands. This is about feeling a little juicy, right? It's about feeling that that inspiration, that fire in your belly. It's about all of a sudden getting little messages from either another human or the universe about what makes you happy, right? What turns you on? What gets you moving? Good reasons to put your feet on the ground. We've got the Sun as well, right? And the Sun is a beautiful, happy card. Look, he's super happy. He's got his pony and his flag and his beautiful sunflowers, and he's in that beaming, beautiful state of selfness, right? So we end the week on a really high note after having had to do a whole bunch of work. And you know what? We've been doing that work for quite a while. It's just all coming into culmination at this point. And like I said, this Saturn-Uranus square is going to create a situation that's going to be with us energetically applying that voltage is what the word that came in. So we're just going to say it that way. That voltage, right? Putting that current into your state of being. So whether you choose to allow that voltage to render you motionless and keep you in this state of being and in this state of mental anguish is up to you, because you're given the opportunity, right? As Mercury goes direct, you are given the opportunity to put all that behind you and step into what you know to be true, into what you know is going to make you happy, what's going to make you feel content and fulfilled and satisfied. Or you can keep yourself wanting and worrying. You have the option. You definitely have the option. Like, you know, who doesn't want that juicy life? Who doesn't want that juicy life? And if it simply means making a choice to roll with what you already know is the truth, well, guess what? That seems like a fairly simple decision to me, right? When you've got divine love and forward motion, being thrown at you by the universe, and you're going to say, oh, I'd rather be miserable. I'd rather be out here in the cold instead of, heck yeah. I mean, that's a choice. That is a choice. And what you make remains to be seen, right? I hope you make a wise choice this week. I do, I do. Okay, there we go. Thank you. The arrow. Look at that. Look how fabulous. Look, another 3. Yeah, that's how we roll. The arrow. I like it. I like it already. Oh, dang. Alrighty. Okay. Let's read about the arrow, shall we? All right. Receiving this symbol reminds you that when you are in alignment with your heart and soul, you are on target and soon will be hitting your mark. Be true to your calling. Release attachments and free yourself from the bondage of unbridled ambition. Now is revealed to be a moment of contact in which your intention meets the material world. The arrow also symbolizes the need to set your creativity free. When the arrow zings through the air, it's inviting you to pay attention and signifying that you are about to make your mark in some aspect of your life. It illuminates a moment of contact when you know your desires and intentions have traveled on the wind and landed in that perfect place for your highest good. Trust that your job is to be relaxed yet focused, keeping your eye on the prize, yet releasing your intention with full expectation that it will land as it's supposed to. Don't worry about the how, right? Or the exact form. This is not a time to interfere with the manner in which the arrow flies. It will make its mark, and you will have cause to celebrate. This is a time to admit that by continuing on the path that you're on, you might be shooting yourself in the foot. Could it be that you have become so attached to winning this game that you have missed the true mark? What if your arrow was never meant to land where you wanted? Now is the time to regroup and ask yourself if what you desire is really worth the energy. This is a sign that something better is waiting. Consider the wisdom in not getting what you want. Suffering, in this case, is a pathway to heal the parts that make you feel unworthy. The parts that worry that there isn't enough. Make peace with those voices. What is truly yours will be waiting for you. Yeah, that. So we've got buckle up, right? Okay, we know that Saturn is coming into square with Uranus, and things are going to get intense, is the word that I would like to use. They're going to get intense. And all those places, this is fixed sign energy. All those places, right? This is a square. All those places that have things that are unattached or unaccounted for. And this is Saturn, right? We talk about Saturn as being that energy that can only use against you what you left out in the yard, right? So if you left it out in the yard, chances are it's going to start shaking and it's going to interfere with your forward motion. So buckle your business up. Do the work, because the rewards are everything, right? The rewards, hello, are everything. That's not a reward. That's a reward. The rewards are everything. Everything. Listen. Listen to that inner alignment, guys. And then buckle up. Once you make that decision, buckle up, because it's go time. We will talk before Wednesday about this Saturn-Uranus square a little bit more. So just get right with your week and smile, right? Buckle up. Big blessings.